Hello everybody and welcome back. It is Jeff again coming to you from the Mindcrack server, and I've decided I originally wanted to have this as oh no, he just teleported. I originally wanted to have this area as like the farmland area, and I figured it would be okay out here and it wasn't going to interfere with the ski hill at all. I have since decided that I don't like it out here anymore. I want to cover this area with snow as well. Oh, dude, I could keep this and make it like the ice park. That might actually be work. Or the ice skating rink, like, for the chillins. Or the adults. Adults like it too. One of the major problems I keep having out here is the fact that creepers are everywhere on this server. They are, like, mean machines on this place. I mean, they seek me out. So, I figure what I want to do is move this somewhere covered and unobtrusive to the ski hill. So I think what I'm going to do is dig just like straight into this wall right here and have this as my like little farmland. So it's not going to be close enough to the main base so that you'll hear it all the time, but at the same time you'll be able to get to it without risk of crazy creepers coming everywhere. That is the hope and the goal. So I'm going to start working on that. I have a feeling I'm going to have to go... I only have Unbreaking 1 on this, huh? I have a feeling I'm going to have to go and repair this pick at some point again. And sadly, it has already been... I've already repaired it once, which means I think it's going to come to the end of its life cycle relatively soon. Well, that's interesting. I broke into here. I just want to make sure that this area is actually going to be tall enough to do everything that I want to do in here. So I'm going to dig it out as much as I possibly can and then start moving my livestock and my farms and things like that right into this area so I can clean up the outside of my house and maybe go fix all the ridiculous creeper damage that has been done and actually make it look good, because I'm sure a lot of you guys, whenever I go outside, you're like, oh my god, Jeff, it looks so bad. And you're right. I was messing around on the server yesterday trying to collect some wool for another project that I am working on, and I was just like getting bombarded by creepers, and I was like, this landscape just looks horrible at this point. So let me do some work here and I will join you guys again soon. Alright everybody, I've made some progress and then did exactly what you guys told me not to do, but I did it anyway. I went to the XP farm, as in the Blaze farm, because I was running out of durability on my pick, and I made a new pick, got it, used enough levels to get it back up to full strength. But I also had originally made a new pick to do that because it would have cost 4 diamonds to bring it up to full strength and it only cost 3 to make a new pick and get it up to full strength. I put it in the enchanting table first, and actually it was an Unbreaking 3 enchant. So I put the Unbreaking 3 enchant on it, and then I had an Efficiency 4 book that I had. I still have an Efficiency 3 book. I was going to go add to this one, but it ended up costing too much. And an Unbreaking 1 to get an Unbreaking 2. But either way, I ended up with an Unbreaking 3 Efficiency 4 full pick, as well as my original pick is back up to full strength. Though to put anything on this now, it's going to cost a lots of money. I also was successful in pulling off an Aqua Affinity helmet. I don't know why I'm not wearing this stuff, because I don't think it's going to die. I should have thrown some Unbreaking on it or something like that, but... I mean, look at this guy. Depth Strider 3, Protection 3, Feather Falling 4 on those boots, Aqua Affinity 1 on the helmet. We are well on our way to being able to take on that dungeon, or that water temple, but that will come at a later time. I'm going to show you the progress I've made down here thus far, and I cut it a little close to comfort. I was digging over here. Hi, buddy. I was digging over here, and... like right through this wall is apparently where I have the back end of the item sorting system that doesn't work, is there. However, I wanted to keep this area still because I plan on putting the item sorting system there in the future. So I don't want to dig too far into this wall because I need to have some back end abilities to do some things back there. So I started digging to the right, and I think we're going to bring it over to about here. And I think this should be a big enough area. Granted, I can't... oh, God. efficiency 4, so good. I probably can't do the ceiling all the way up because this is getting near the edge of the mountain, so I'm going to be running out of space. But this should be good enough for what I'm looking for, I think. I think it's going to be good enough for what I'm looking for, so I'm going to continue to dig this thing out. And when I get this bulk section done, I'll bring you guys back in and we'll start making the design of the fences so that we can get all the animals, the crops, etc. into this area. And I will bring you guys back. See you shortly. All right, everybody. Most of the tedious work is completed, so I can bring you guys back in now, except for apparently it's a spider haven in here. I even dug out the floor one because I've got a bunch of dirt on me because I'm going to put dirt on the floor so that we can start getting some grass rolling in here. This is going to be the setup that it's going to be. It's going to have to turn this corner right over here just because of the way that the mountain is, but I think it'll be fine. I think we'll be able to work with it. So while I'm doing this, what happened to me this weekend? Actually, it's not even that happened to me. So my girlfriend's car got towed. It happens in DC occasionally. It was kind of interesting. She's been working night shift as a hospitalist for the entire weekend. I mean, as well as, you know, she worked last night and went to her job this morning as well, her actual full-time job. So she's been putting in a lot of hours and has been extremely tired and such lately. But so on my street, there's been a house next to us that since I moved in here a year and a half ago, I don't know if anybody was actually living there because it was for sale for a long time, but it has a handicap spot in front of it. And in DC, I apparently needed way more dirt than I thought I did. In DC, if you are somebody who needs a handicapped spot, I mean, since you don't have driveways in all the houses and things like that, you can apply for a handicapped parking space outside of your house, and they actually block off the road. It is zoned just specifically to you, as got like a permit number, like this is your specific parking spot, and not only is it your specific parking spot, but you have to, you know, use your car that it's licensed to, the one with the handicap sticker and things like that on it, in order to park here. So there's been a house there that has had a handicap space, but it was empty for basically the first year that I lived here. And the neighbor across the street we became really good friends with. She's lived here for, you know, like 8 years or something like that. And she said that when she moved in, there was somebody who lived there that had a handicap parking spot, that used the handicap parking spot. It was their space, but they moved out years ago and the city never came through and changed that parking spot. So this literally, like, one of the primo spots in our neighborhood was just always empty. Never a car in it because nobody can park there because it was a handicap space. Now, I guess the neighbor across the street, she had been, you know, complaining to the DMV or the board or whatever that, you know, since that person no longer lives there, de-zoned that parking spot. And they just never did. For a long time, I guess she was complaining about this, and they just never did. Now, strangely enough, somebody recently bought the house, I mean, in the last couple months, and coincidentally is also handicapped and now is parking there in the handicap space. So, I mean, it's good that the handicap space being marked is actually getting some use by somebody who needs it. But it's kind of ironic and random that this person who happened to have this parking spot before moved out, didn't use it, and the person who moved into the house also happens to be somebody who needed a handicap parking spot. But for years, they didn't change the handicapped parking space and move it to anything or unzone it or whatever that they should have done. I should actually look. I'm not sure if they updated the permit number on the house next door to me or two doors down by chance to see if it's actually updated for this new person or if they're just parking in it because they have a handicap sticker. I'm actually not sure. But it took them years that they did absolutely nothing with that spot. Yet, somehow, in the last week, very strangely, I'm not sure what's going on in my neighborhood, very strangely, last week while I was gone at PAC South, they they've rezoned about 4 additional spots on my street as handicapped parking spots. And they're not necessarily, the one that I'm talking about at first is actually an end spot. So it's really a primo. Everybody loves the end spot. These other ones are not end spots. They're just kind of in the middle. And granted, they're marked and signed and everything like that, but if you're used to parking in this neighborhood, you know which ones are handicapped, which ones aren't. There's multiple other signs telling you not to park places because of driveways and things like that. So you get to know them pretty well, and they recently, like I said, in the last week, I've marked about 4 new ones as handicap spots. And I guess Julia came home from work in the morning yesterday and was tired and wasn't paying attention and ended up parking in one of the brand new spots that they marked as a handicap spot. So she left yesterday to go to work, and we'll deal with the rest of this tree later because apparently I'm full up anyway. She left yesterday to go to work for the night shift, and she ended up coming back in the door and going, "Did I park in the back? Did you see my car at all today?" And I was like, this is my creeper problem. Why is it always creepers, man? Thank you. I don't care about you. You're fine. Dodge and weave. I was like, what are you doing here, buddy? But he didn't move at all. Yeah, there we go. So she comes inside and is looking around and can't find her car anywhere. And I walked outside and looked around, and I was like, I have no idea. And then she looked and goes, "Wait a minute. Is that spot handicapped?" And I was like, "Yeah, they did that last week when we were gone. I noticed it, the other day when I was driving on the road." And she goes, "I'm pretty sure I parked in that spot. So that would explain why my car's not there." So I gave her my car. Luckily, I didn't have to work today. So I gave her my car. And she is off to work and all that fun stuff. But we have to deal with going to get her car later this evening. And so it's really weird. In DC, the way it works, if you park somewhere that you're not supposed to park, 99% of the time, because I've done this before on accident, not in a handicap parking spot myself. Actually, I have a bunch of fences inside somewhere. Let me go grab them. Not myself, I haven't parked in a handicap spot, but I have parked in a place that I didn't read the sign properly and realized that on a certain day of the week for street cleaning or whatnot, I wasn't supposed to, park in that spot. And usually what they do in this place, let me check out some of these as well. I'm curious, I'm not sure if I like the birch fences at all. Let me drop some of this stuff off. I'm not sure if I like these birch fences or not. I don't like the birch gate, per se. But I don't know about the fences. I should get some different colored trees and stuff. I actually didn't know until the last episode when I was trying to do something that you can do these different colored fences. And I only have birch trees and regular trees. I really like the look of the normal fence. So I'm just going to go take a look at what this birch one would look like if I put it down. But usually in DC, when they tow your car, they tow it literally around the corner. And god dang it. And they tow it around the corner. And sadly, like in my case, when they actually did tow my car, not only do they give you a ticket for like $125 for parking in a spot that you're not supposed to park, but they also give you a towing ticket for like $100. I don't know. They both look actually pretty good. I don't know if they're different enough to make it really matter to me on thinking of where I should put this thing. Oh well. Either way, I need to have my cows, sheep. I don't think I need pig. I think those are the only animals I actually need, because cows and sheep, you get leather from, so I need leather. Sheep, you obviously get colored wool from. Other than that, pigs only. Oh, I need horses. Some horse stables as well. So I got to make sure. Actually, this corner would probably be good to do some horse stables in. I can do cows and sheep in the back, and then farm the front area to be the farm, maybe, and have like walkways and stuff that go in between. I don't know. Like, let's check it out. If I were to, I don't think I want this to go out that far, actually. I think I just want it to go to about here. And then that will give me very limited space on the horse stables if I do this. Let's say if I wanted my horse stables to at least come out to this area. I think that should be big enough for a few horse stalls. 'Cause I don't need that many of them. And I can change the walls and stuff later. I just want to get this thing going. So then I could go like this, leave a nice 2-wide walkway. If I did that, I could put a gate on the sides here, split it up the middle and have it be, split it up the middle or split it up the side and have it be, yeah, I think that'll be fine. I'm going to go sleep and grab some gates. And then I can still do, the farm can be up in this general area. I think this will be okay. I'm sure you guys can give me some feedback and suggestions on how it looks when it's all said and done. But they usually just tow your car around the corner. And in the case of me, they towed my car coincidentally to a spot that it could only be for like 2 hours. Luckily, I was so angry. I was so angry. Because not only was the sign so difficult, there was like 8 different restrictions on the sign on when you could and could not park somewhere. It was off the wall. I was so mad. But either way, you gotta deal with it. You know, I made a mistake. I take responsibility for it or whatnot. And oh, it's snow sheet. Okay, I thought I had a carpet around here somewhere. I don't. I take responsibility for it and whatever. But they towed it to a spot where I literally had to. Oops, there we go. I had to be gone within like 2 hours or something like that. It was also a road that you couldn't park on. Like when they do street cleaning in DC, they do street cleaning on like a variety of roads, and it's usually like this set of roads, it's from 8 until 10 you can't park on Tuesdays, and then down the street it's 10 until 12 you can't park on, you know, Tuesdays, because it takes about 2 hours to do this stuff. And they moved me to the one that you couldn't park in the next hour, and I was so like mad at the fact that they would try to pull something like that off, because that's just, I mean, that's just being a dick. You're purposely trying to make sure somebody is going to not be able to, you know, take care of themselves, because they're, I couldn't, yeah, I don't know. I was mad at that. But so I went walking around the block last night looking for Julia's car. And then, because the online vehicle locator, there's an online towing vehicle locator thing that you can look up in DC to find out where they moved your car to. And unfortunately, it was not functional last night, which was kind of annoying. And it not functioning last night, I went out to the sign, and basically it says you have to call 311. So I called 311, and I, you know, gave them the license plate and all. And the lady was like, so when did the car get towed? And I said it got towed sometime today. And she goes, well, today's Sunday. And I was like, yeah. And she goes, we don't tow on Sundays. Now, for two things about this. One, I was baffled that she just straight up told me that they don't tow on Sundays. Like, I didn't know DC doesn't tow on Sundays. So that pretty much means now I can park wherever I want to on a Sunday and not worry about getting my car towed. So, I mean, that's kind of cool. But that's not 100% true. So she said, we don't tow on Sundays. If somebody did get towed for some odd reason, it would have to be done by like a third-party towing company, because we don't do, you know, the district doesn't do towing. And I was like, oh, that's, what the hell? Hey, I don't always you sit like that. Is that because of this? That's weird. So she's like, well, let me look up something for you just to see if I can find anything. And she goes, oh, was that car parked in a handicap spot? And I was like, I believe it was. So if you park in a handicap spot, it's not that the district will do the normal towing that they normally do, but if somebody makes a complaint, which the person who lived in the house and has a handicap spot, rightfully so, called and said, hey, somebody's in my handicap spot. And, you know, like I said, rightfully so. I do not fault this person at all for calling and trying to get, you know, obviously they need a handicap spot for some reason. And so they came out and towed the car. Well, that's actually the wrong way. They came out and towed the car, but it gets done by a third-party company as opposed to, come on, as opposed to the district, which is more annoying because when a third-party company goes and tows your car, that means the third-party company, I don't believe, has the rights to be able to tow your car to just a spot around the corner. So they had to tow it to an impound lot. So her car is sitting at an impound lot. Oh, crap. That we have to now go pay, you know, impound lot fees and things like that for, which, you know, can get awfully expensive. I have no idea how much it's going to cost, but, I mean, we're going to find out this evening. So I guarantee that she's going to end up having a fee for the impound lot, a fee for towing, and a fee for the ticket. Like they really rape you when you make a mistake, because they hit you up on just so many different ways of, oh no, this is not going to be even at all. I guess I can cut this out and have this be like, I don't know, put like a hay bale or something in the corner. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. I'm just getting it all set up and prettified. So that's going to be like really annoying to have to deal with this evening. I did once actually have my car towed. I moved in with a guy temporarily out in outskirts of DC. And when I did that, he didn't have an extra parking permit for me at the time, and it didn't really matter because it was just this big open parking lot type of deal. And for the most part, it didn't really matter because he'd never had an issue before with anything ever getting towed or whatnot. And I lived there for about 2 weeks and didn't have the sticker in my window and didn't think much of it. And of course, on a Friday night, when I actually had somewhere to be on Saturday morning, it was the first day of my firefighter 1 class, actually. I walked out into the parking lot and I was like, my car does not exist. Like, where the hell is my car at? And I found out that my car had been towed. And it actually got towed for like a really dumb reason too. And I mean, I can't guarantee this, but I had parked there for 2 weeks relatively seamlessly. Come on, sheepies. All you sheepies. I don't even care if all you guys make it because I can just rebreed you. But I can get a nice chunk. Where am I going? Here we go. And I had usually parked way out of the way and way in the middle of nowhere. Not really in the middle of nowhere, but like across the parking lot, like, because I really didn't care. I came back on Friday afternoon from, I don't know if I was like hanging out with people or what I was doing that day, but there was no other parking spots in the parking lot, so I ended up parking in a spot kind of near the front that this other person, I'd always seen their car parked there, and they coincidentally weren't there, and I'm pretty sure that they actually just called the towing company because of the fact that I, you know, was not a person with a parking permit, which I should have had in my window, but I took this roommate's word for it, and I think I parked in the spot that they liked to park in, so they were like, F this, we're going to call the towing company and get his car towed, and that was really annoying. And I looked at the ticket when I got to the impound lot, and actually they had literally towed my car, I think, an hour before I woke up. I went to the impound lot right away and paid, and I still think they had literally just dropped my car off there because it said it got towed like an hour before, and they said it had only been there for, you know, a couple minutes or whatnot. But come on, sheeps. Thank you. Come on, sheepy. You can make it. There you go. And it still was like $125 for the impound lot fee. God damn it. For the impound lot fee. It was still $125, and I was just like, oh, come on. As well as the towing fee. Move out of the way of the gate. Let me shut the gate. Gate shut. Okay, let me just get rid of this thing. I can't shut the gate with you in the way, buddy. I got a little light blue sheep. Stop it. Move. Move. Thank you. Is that enough sheeps? I'm going to have to dye you guys all one color in order to dye you back a different color to have my wool scheme. Is it worth it to go after the rest of you guys? I don't think so. Goodbye, sheepies. Oh, I forgot that they give you mutton now. Awesome. Let me get rid of some of this garbage that I don't need. Yeah, get your mutton, get your wool. Hi, horsey. I can ride you over to the stable. Ow. That hurt me more than it hurt you, buddy, I assure you. There you go. Now you have a little stable. And I'm going to go through and massacre the rest of these sheep. And we'll work on moving my farm in a little bit, but it's starting to do the cleanup here. Feels good. I really want this white wool, though. Spider eyes, go away. Yeah, I need the white wool for something I'm working on, so I'm gonna have to probably re-dye all these sheep like black and white, because that's the colors that I need for what I'm doing. And when I do that, then I won't end up with this, like, you know, light blue sheep like I have, but I can go through and re-get them. But we're making some progress. I'm happy with the way that this is looking so far. The cows will be next to you guys. I got my horse stables over there for when I get more horses. And then I'll start setting up some farms. Like, I'll have a sugarcane farm at one point, and then I'll just have, you know, pretty much the farm setup I have over here. And I think we'll be looking good. So, guys, thanks for watching. I'll have to move my fishing hut as well. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.